Hi guys, Chris here from USP Marine. Today we're going to do an install video on the USP MAX Plus forced air duct for the V8 family. This will also be for the V10s as well, pretty much same install. So the things you're going to need, besides what it comes with, it does come with the UV 4000 silicone, so that does come with the box. What you will need is either yellow or blue painter's tape, because we're going to go ahead and let it sit for about 12 to 24 hours after we're done, and then just some rags to wipe off the excess silicone. So let's go ahead and get started and show you guys exactly how to do this install. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and show you guys how to do this install on this forced air duct. So a couple things to note here. We are using one that is primered. We're not using a painted one. Yours is probably nice and painted. Something to note is this long strip here. The reason we made this thick is because this is where majority of your holding power comes from. You'll also note that the side, we added extra material here. So this was an elongated holding surface as well. So that way, once these are stuck on there, the fitment should be like a glove, nothing else. All right, so like I told you guys before in the video, the only thing we're going to need is the 3M4000 silicone that it came with, and as well as some blue painter's tape or yellow. I'm using an automotive yellow tape because it has a little bit more strong holding. And then once we get it lined up where we want it, we're going to go ahead and then wrap the tape over, let it sit for 12 to 24 hours off the engine, maybe under, in your shed or inside. Let it dry nice before you put it back on the engine. So to start with it, I'm going to go ahead and take my silicone and I'm going to lay it down there. Now, before I do that, I already did do this, so I'm not going to do it in the video, but I did take, you can use alcohol or acetone and clean all your surfaces very well so there's no dirt or grease. So that way it doesn't hinder any kind of any holding power from the 3M. Now, something to note when I put this on, I like to put the 3M 4000 on the inside of this line as much as possible. And the reason for that is if you put it on the outside, it's going to splurge out. And once it splurges out, then you're going to have to make a nice a silicone line, which kind of gets kind of messy. If you get a little that comes out, it's okay. You can wipe it off, but I don't want to get into having to do like a perfect caulk line on this because that's where it gets pretty hard. So what I'm going to do is we don't need a lot of it. It could be super thin because this stuff does hold pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this on more of the inside, not 100% on the inside, but as you can see where I'm going with it, nice thin layer like this here. I mean, this stuff holds pretty well, so it's gonna stick pretty good. So as you can see, I'm not on the outside, so that way when I do squeeze it on there, it's definitely not going to squeeze out. So we're not going to have to do that nice pretty line, which I'm sure some of you guys can do, but ends up becoming definitely a pain to do. And I'll keep it away from the front just a little bit like that, and that should really be enough on that edge. Now I'm going to do the same exact thing over here. I'm going to go ahead and do the inside of this edge here. Okay, so now I got my silicone laid out. We're going to go ahead now. I've already went and test fit this before on the video just to make sure that the fitment was right. Like I did note, make sure you mention to your painter to not bake dry these. They have to just dry on their own. It is made out of polyurethane, which can be affected if the temperature raises to where you can bake it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and lay this out. Now, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and take my paint or my painter's tape, and I'm going to lay out some strips. So I'm kind of already set in case you're doing this by yourself like I am. I'm going to lay out some strips and kind of put them on the cowling, so that way once I get it laid out, I can go ahead and just tape it right over the cowling. And now, since obviously it doesn't dry super fast, it's not like it's super glue that once you put it down, you can't move it. So I'll go ahead and lay out some of that stuff there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Now, one thing to mention is that this edge here in the front, you can see it right here, this edge at an angle, that's meant to line up with the top of the cowling. So you could take your credit card or anything that's flat, and that's how you know exactly where it's going to go, is I'm going to lay something flat right here, and when the cowling lines up, it should be a perfect mating up to the cowling there. All right, so I'll go ahead and lay this on there. I'll get it roughly how I think it should be. Okay, right about like that. You can see it laid on pretty good. Now I'll go ahead and take this razor blade, like I was saying. As you can see, if you push the cowling right up to there on a flat surface here, you can see it lays right up to where it needs to be. And that's how you know. Now, next thing you could do is look at the side as well. This should fit very flush like a glove. If it doesn't, you can move it around a little bit because the silicone obviously hasn't dried. You want to make sure this is all sealed. You know, kind of wiggle it around till it gets in the right spot where it fits like a glove. Now, something to note as well, you want to make sure that this line is pretty straight with it. It doesn't go all the way to the edge, but it goes right up to it. So where it sits pretty flush there. So of course you can move it around a little bit and kind of play with it, make sure you get it in the right area. And then it's already sitting down pretty flush right now. It's almost like it doesn't even want to move. And I just put it on. So it's sitting pretty good there. This is all sitting super flush. I can feel it. And once I get it in position right where I want to go, like it's actually, this one's actually holding pretty well. I would then go ahead and take my tape, wrap it on the top to the bottom, just like that. Give it a little more of an extra hold down so you know it's secure. Yeah, I'll probably do one back here. Just make sure this back strip doesn't move. And then after I put all the tape on, I would do another check just to make sure if there's any final adjustment that needs to be done. Because, you know, once you wait about a half hour, this will get pretty dry. So we don't want to wait too long before. But as you can see, that took pretty fast to do. All my lines are pretty straight here. Everything's looking pretty good. I could add some more tape on there, but I actually don't even think it's too necessary. So once again, if you come over here, take a look at everything. This should fit like a glove very, very close here, all the way down here. And of course, like I said, put a credit card or something up front to make sure that it sits flat up there. And then that straight line. Other than that, pretty good. One thing to note on your painter as well is make sure they paint the underside of this the same color as the top. Since you can see the underside, I've seen some painters just paint the top and not the edge here or the bottom, and then you of course can see different colors in here. So just make sure, two things to tell your painters: make sure they paint the whole thing the color that you're asking them to paint it, and also do not bake dry. Please do not bake dry. It will warp this and you'll have to call us and we'll have to get another one, okay? So other than that, this pretty much completes the install for the Max Plus forced air duct for all the V8s. Now this will also be the same for the V10 as well. So you can follow the same exact construction. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to give us a call at uspmarine.com.